Firstly, just want to congratulate all of you for what you're doing. I think it's incredible following your passions and getting involved in sports. It's incredible and it's going to get you so far in life. And I really want to encourage you, whatever you want to do in life, don't stop, just keep going for it. Don't let anyone tell you can't do it, you can do it. But today I'm here to talk about something else. I'm here to talk about knife crime. It's happening, it's real, it's everywhere, and anyone can be a victim. I represent a lot of families who have lost their loved ones, and not a single one of their sons was in a gang, not one. They were all innocent victims, and that's why it's so important that we all wake up and realise that this threat's real, it's happening, and we have to fight hard together to make sure none of us become victims. Because I tell you something, when you have to deal with mothers, sisters, brothers who have lost their sons, their brothers, I mean, I can't explain to you the grief. Families get destroyed, and it's not only the victims' families. The person who actually uses that knife, he destroys his family too, because you're going to get caught, you're going to end up in jail, and you've just ruined two families' lives, and you can never give back that life. And it's always something so stupid. You know, one of the families I represent, their son, he got stabbed because he got robbed. They wanted his bike. It's ridiculous. Most of the knife crime that's happening is robberies these days. It's not even gang related. That's another issue altogether. But I just want you to be aware. Don't fight it. If someone wants to take something, just give it and run, because your life is worth so much, and you're not ready to give up. You need to live your life to the full and grow old and achieve everything that you want to achieve in life. But it's a fact, most people who carry knives are doing it for protection, because they feel they need to protect themselves. Even if they're not in a gang, you just feel scared. It's okay to feel scared. But I tell you, statistically, most people who carry knives usually will get stabbed with their own knife. So that's not going to protect you. That is not going to protect you. The only thing that is going to work is making the right decision in there. And that's a choice we all have to work hard together. And if you feel harassment, if you feel something's going on at school or anything, you've got to talk to people, you've got to talk to your elders. They are there to help you. One family, I went to a sentencing, and it was they call it joint enterprise. It's where 3 boys got arrested. One was 17 at the time, the other ones were 19 and 21, but they stabbed someone. Well, not stabbed, they took a machete and took his life away. And I was at sentencing, and before, up until then, they were just laughing always in court. You know, they didn't take it seriously, they just thought they'd get off because they're so young. But when that judge handed down life sentences for all 3 of them, 22 years, can you imagine that? It hit home. Their life just gone before them. So I just want you guys to know, you have that choice, you have that decision, and you've got to make the right one. Even if it's not you, if it's a friend or a family member or something that you know is involved, you have to make sure that you fight hard to end this knife crime culture. Now, I've got someone very special here today. Her name's Tilisha, and Tilisha lost her brother. He got murdered. I'm going to invite Tilisha here to come and say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure meeting you all. I actually speak to young people like yourself in football clubs. I recently went to Crystal Palace and spoke to some of the footballers there around knife crime. And the reason why I did that is because it is an epidemic, it is a pandemic that was, we're all experiencing. My brother Jermaine was murdered when he was 15 years old. He died about 4 years ago now, 4.5 years ago, he was murdered. Again, he wasn't in a gang, but again, it was people that decided and assumed that he was a part of a gang, and it was mistaken identity. 5 people were caught in my brother's case, so it was 4 boys and there was actually 1 girl involved. The girl orchestrated the coordination of it all. They didn't know who they were going to target. It just so happened it was my brother Jermaine. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I've had to go through a whole process in order to make sure these people got sentenced. The night that it happened, my brother was actually on the way back home. So it wasn't far from where we lived. And he actually was walking home. He stopped off at the shop, saw a couple of people that he knew, and then he was standing there talking. Then a car pulled up, and in the car they had different types of knives. I'm not going to list all the knives, but they had different knives, and you can imagine what kind of knives they had. My brother was stabbed 7 times, and he died on the street. He didn't actually make it to the hospital. He died where he was stabbed. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because it is very serious. It does depend on who you hang out with and who you associate yourself with as well. So if you're associating yourself with the wrong type of people, believe you me, it will catch up on you. Though my brother wasn't in a gang, I don't know who he was conversating with, therefore he was killed, just for that. Okay? But they didn't get away with it just because they were wearing balaclavas and balaclavas over their faces. They didn't get away with it. They got caught, they got sentenced, and they got life. They got life. And life means over a certain amount of years. One was 17, the girl was 18, another one was 18, and the other one was 21. They all got adult sentences. So just because you're at a young age doesn't mean that you're not going to get sentenced if you carry a knife, or if you hurt someone, or you're out there to harm someone. So be mindful and be careful what you're doing and who you're associating yourself with, especially on social media. The reason one of the main causes was over drill music. Okay, so if you're putting yourself in music videos and you're out there like that, be very mindful that you become a target. Okay. Well, I'm not going to talk too much at you. I don't want to lecture you, but I do want to just let you know that knife crime is here, and it takes you guys to stop knife crime. You don't carry a knife, you won't be affected. You don't associate yourself with people, you won't be affected. But it's all about your mindset and how you change that. I see all of you wanting to do football, interested in football. You carry a knife, that is your future gone. You get stopped by the police, and they catch you with any type of substance, knife, anything, that's your future gone. So just think about things before you do it. My brother was killed at 15 years old. I'm sure that some of you guys are not far from that age. And you've still got a whole life ahead of you. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies. Boys, just quickly, everyone had a bit of a shock on their faces when Tilisha said that. But that just shows you can just be in the wrong place, at the wrong time, and your life's gone. So don't dwell on it too much tonight watching football. But every time you think about something, or someone says to you do something, and the big thing is obviously them music videos. They can be the biggest ones that get you in trouble. Just think twice before you do anything going forward, boys.